Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Set Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to someone else who may like it too. Also, if you would like to get a reading done, please email me or hit me up on social media. If you would like to become one of my patrons on Patreon, please check out the link underneath this video. If you would like to get some Ask an Aquarius merchandise or some ArchAngel Michael merchandise, please check that out underneath this video. If you'd like to give the channel a donation, my PayPal is underneath the video. If you'd like to give me a gift, my Amazon wish list is also underneath this video. So basically, a lot of stuff is going to be underneath this video. All right, guys. So today we're going to do pick a card, but we're going to do something different. Somebody reminded me that I didn't do singles. I forgot that there's single people in the world. I don't know why, because I'm single, but I totally forgot. I kept doing couple readings. So today we are doing singles. These are just for people who are single, not creeping, none of that. You know, if you're separated and not together truly, then okay, I'll count you as single. But these are for people who do not have a partner and are free to mingle, or people who are in a relationship where they're free to mingle, such as a polyamorous or open relationship or something like that. So if you're not in a committed monogamous relationship, this is for you. We have three piles. We have pile 1, we have pile 2, and we have pile 3. Now, as always, when I'm done, I'm going to put the links to the cards I'm using. I'm using 2 decks from one of my favorite Etsy stores, and I'm using the Price of Love Oracle. So if you'd like to check these out, the links will definitely be underneath the video. So take a stare, pick a pile, 1, 2, or 3, and I'm going to tell you what your single love life looks like. Ready? Pile 1. So for pile 1, the first thing we got here is the Euphoria card. Now, what this is saying to you is that this is actually a time for you to enjoy you. You are single during this time because the cards are talking, and mind you, you're getting ready to get 2 more cards. You're going to see some very interesting developments here. But in this card, in the present tense, you should be enjoying your life, and hopefully you are. And if you're not, this is a wake-up call that you should be. You're single, okay, fine and well, but it's not the end of the world. This is a time for you to enjoy yourself, love yourself, and euphoria is more than just, you know, having some laughs. Euphoria is finding that peace and that unconditional love and joy in your own heart. You know, it's like you want a relationship, or you might want a relationship one day, but this isn't the time for it. This is the time for having a good time, you know, enjoying yourself, healing, preparing, whatever that kind of thing looks like for you. So the Euphoria card is like, this is a time for you to be enjoying yourself and really be happy. And like I said, you should be hanging out with your loved ones. You should be seeing your family, hanging out with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your family members. A lot of us haven't even seen our families for months and months and months because of the illness that will not be named. And now a lot of things at a lot of places are starting to open up. So this is the time not to be, you know, dealing with romance. It's the time to be dealing with family, enjoying your kids, that kind of thing. So for you, right now is a time, a fun time, you know, that you are single, but you should be embracing all the love and fun you can possibly have, because it's not going to last. Your outcome card is a union. So more than likely, you're going to end up in a relationship that leads to some form of commitment. It could be marriage, it could be engagement, it could be, you know, not as formal, but still committed. this is leading to some type of a union. So right now, you better enjoy yourself. You better pop your fingers and enjoy yourself, because pretty soon you are going to be in a union, and all of that fun is going to turn to a different kind of fun, a partnering fun instead of a single fun. So enjoy this time. It's not going to be forever. Don't spend it wishing that you were with somebody, because you're going to be. So take this time to do all of the things you're not going to have time to do later. You know, when you're in a relationship, we all know that we still need to make time for ourselves. That's the healthiest way to do it. But we all know it changes how much of that time you have available. It's only 24 hours in a day. So these cards are telling you, enjoy it, because you're not going to be single forever. There is someone coming along. All right. That's number one. So number one might be planning a whole wedding eventually. And won't that be fun? I think weddings are fun, especially when it's an open bar. You can invite me. If I'm in the States or wherever you are, you can invite me. I might be able to go. Number two. Here we go. Number two, you right now are single because you need to be working on knowing your worth. And either you don't know your worth or you do know your worth. It's one or the other. If you don't know your worth, this is a time for you to work on knowing it. What does that mean? This is a time for you to love yourself, and not just love yourself, but also set boundaries. Knowing your worth is about boundaries, so that when you do get into another relationship, you need to be practicing that now. So when you get into another relationship, you know how to set healthy boundaries. And if you already know your worth, then you're just waiting for someone else to come along who knows it too, which is perfectly fine. So you might spend some time single, relaxing, enjoying your single time, because you know that you're worthy. You know that you're somebody who brings something to the table. You're a good partner. So you're not going to let anybody just treat you like dirt, run all over you, or, tell you to okie doke. You know what you deserve, and you know what you're worth. So in your case, you're fine. You're going to chill. You're going to do great. You who doesn't know your worth, you're going to go on a journey of exploration to know it. And the sooner you know your worth, the sooner that because that's usually like a self-esteem, self-worth, self-care kind of thing, self-love kind of thing. And once you have finished with that process, then you will be able to move on to the next thing. Okay? Because this card is piggybacking off of this card here, Unchained Love. And what this tells me is that, let me move this because that could be a little glary in your face. And what this card tells me is that you're the kind of person who, you look at you, your arms wide open, your heart wide open. You are a kind of person who really does want to love somebody, and you deserve the kind of love that love right there, that unchained love. That reminds me of that song, Unchained Melody. If you've never heard it, go listen to it. It's a beautiful love song. And that's what this reminds me of. Somebody who's open, who's ready for love, who wants to love. They're wide open. And if you know your worth already, then that's going to be great. That's going to be a great thing, because eventually you'll be able to share that with somebody. But if you don't know your worth already and you're just wide open like that, unfortunately, predators will take advantage of that. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be wide open, but the cards are saying that you have to operate with some restraint. Okay? So the card is saying, let me put this here so you can see the card. The card is saying that, yeah, it's good to be loving. It's good to have an open heart chakra, but you have to be careful in these streets, okay? So you have to put some restraints on that. It's like, okay, it's cool to be open-minded, it's cool to be open-hearted, but if you don't know your worth and you don't put restraints on that, predators will take advantage of you. So you have to make sure that you are restraining that energy in yourself. How do you restrain that energy? You make sure that the person that you want to give it to is worthy of it. And you'll know they're worthy of it by how they treat you. Do they treat you like they love you? Do they treat you like you're worthy? If they treat you like that, then you can go ahead and unchain that love, baby. But hold it back until you make sure that this person is the right person. Having an open heart is a beautiful thing. I think it's amazing. As a matter of fact, the angels and all the spirits always tell us to be open-hearted and to deal with people from our heart center, but you also have to protect yourself. And again, that's where this restraint comes in at, because if you walk around with your heart on your sleeve, falling in love every 15 minutes with anybody who smiles at you, that's how you get your feelings hurt. That's how you get taken advantage of, and then you're not so open anymore. Now you're bitter, or now you're scared, and that changes things. So in your particular case, you have to make sure that you know that you're worth. You make others treat you like what you know you're worthy of, and you hold that energy back until they show you, not tell you, they show you that they understand that. Okay? And for some of you, this will be easier than others, But be very, very careful. Such a beautiful unchained heart can get hurt. So the heart is so delicate. Okay? You got to protect it. Now we're going to go to stack number 3. Stack number 3, you're confused. There's some confusion with you. This confusion could be around what you should do, what you shouldn't do, as far as dating and relationships is concerned. You could be confused about, should I go back to my ex? Should I just move on? You could be confused about a number of things. They're not telling us what the confusion is. They're just telling us that there is a confusion. You could be confused about not knowing what you're doing wrong or doing right in dating. You could be confused about somebody you like, but the person is hot and cold. I hear this a lot. The person is hot one day, cold the next day, or they're giving you mixed signals, or you don't know what kind of signals they're giving you. They're giving you something, but you don't even know what it is, So you're confused in that energy, and that's okay, because all you have to do is slow down and allow yourself to figure it out, whatever that confusion may be. Now, one of the things that you have to be very careful about, especially with this confused energy, is stepping into a codependent love. Because you're not quite sure what you want, you're not quite sure what you're doing, and you may mess around and get with somebody who wants to be with you because they need you, not because they want you. And then you find yourself stuck in this situation. You may have already been in codependencies before. You may have a codependent, a codependent personality, or you may come up on people who are codependent. Either one of those things is not going to work. So this card is saying that you have to really slow yourself down and be careful not to get into codependent relationships. Codependent relationships are not really love. They're just two people who need each other. And you don't want that. You want somebody who wants you. So the cards are telling me it's going to take a little bit of time for you to work through that. So you're not going to be with anybody seriously for a little bit of time. But it's not a punishment or a negative thing. It's because you need to work through these energies. For you, I definitely recommend self-help or therapy, because there are workshops and books and all kinds of things that deal specifically with codependency. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, somebody has a book, I don't remember the author, but it's called Codependent No More. I think it's Melanie Beatty, and it's on Amazon. Underneath this video, I will put a link to that particular book. And if you pick stack number 3 and you identify yourself as being someone who attracts codependency or who is codependent, you would need to start to do something about it. That's something that's unhealed. We talk a lot about unhealed trauma. That's an unhealed trauma. So you want to heal it. You want to get yourself some self-help books. You want to go to therapy. Your solitude is for you to heal you, to work on you, so that when it is time, if you decide to get with somebody else, it won't be a disaster. It won't be a codependency It won't be confusing. It won't be, those kind of things that can happen. It won't be a relationship where you don't know where you stand. All those kind of things can happen from this type of confusion. So take this solitude to heal yourself and get yourself ready. The sooner you heal these wounds, the sooner you'll be ready. But don't rush. Take your time. Relationships are, you don't have to rush. When the time is right, the time is right. Okay? All right, guys, those are the 3 piles that we had. Check underneath this video for everything that I told you is going to be underneath this video, especially the link to that book and the link to these beautiful cards. Aren't these gorge? I love them so much. Thank you guys for being here, and come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.